What's happening, guys? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Dion. I've been contemplating on doing this kind of content for a while, so here we are. Um, in these videos, I'm gonna do like weekly videos on kind of my thoughts and ideas on K-pop, just because I'm a huge fan. I've been listening to it probably for I want to say 3 or 4 years now. Just a random way how I got into it. I don't really know a lot of people who look like me, my age group, who's really listening to K-pop. So I figured I could come on here and talk to all you guys. You know what I mean? So this first video we're gonna do is an introduction on like how I even got into K-pop, how a black dude in his early 30s makes content, on hip hop, even got into K-pop. So let's take it back to maybe like 2018, probably. I've been subscribed on YouTube to a female dance group called Wavia. If you're into K-pop, you might know who they are. They're two Asian sisters now, or Korean sisters, who have a dance channel on YouTube. It's called Wavia 2011. So I've been subscribed to them for years. I don't know kind of how I fell into them. Oh, Gangnam Style is kind of how I discovered them. They have a real viral video of them dancing to Gangnam Style. It was like maybe 5 or 6 of them back then, but so I subscribed then. Now they've always done dances to K-pop music. Gangnam Style and Psy went viral, obviously worldwide. So everybody was checking that out. And I'm just a big fan of dance, so I subscribe. So like I said, they always do dances, choreography to K-pop songs, which at the time when I was listening, I never really thought about K-pop as something that I would ever even like. Like it was none of the songs really got my attention. I just watched the videos for the dancing. The songs were like something I didn't even think about, honestly. I was a fan of the girls. So one day I was watching and they were dancing to this song called Boom Boom. And for some reason, the beat really just kind of grabbed my attention. And I was like, I kind of watched that video a couple times. And then I was like, who is this group? Momoland. So I searched Momoland. I checked them out. I watched them perform the song because I didn't know nothing about K-pop. I didn't know what was going on. So I saw it was like 9 girls. I was like, okay, this is a huge group. It was different. It's not like America where they have 3 or 4 girls in a group. Well, they don't really even have groups right now. So I was intrigued. I was like, wow, this is pretty good. They gave a really cool performance. The choreography was on point. The visual, everything was just on point. So I dove in. I did more search and more search and more search, just watching, doing a deep dive into Momoland, because at the time that was the only real group that kind of caught my attention because of the music. And this is during, Momoland's height, during the Boom Boom, the Bam Bam era. They were just killing it. So I was continuing to watch. And then, now this is the time I discovered them. Daisy from Momoland had already had her scandal and was kind of sidelined. So I didn't know that once I was doing my research. I just thought they was a happy group. Everything was on the up and up. And so followed them, started to find out about this Daisy situation. Like, what the heck is going on with Daisy? Because honestly, Daisy was my first K-pop crush. Let's just keep it 100. So I was doing my research and now figuring out that Daisy was sidelined from the group. And Daisy was my first K-pop crush. So I was instantly kind of hurt. I was like, what the heck? What? I didn't think these groups would break up. Just because the way they're portrayed, everything is all good, positive. Just their the way they market themselves, just K-pop, period. So I found out, that MLD had sidelined her for, I guess, some dating, whatever. It doesn't matter. She's innocent. Um, so I went through that heartbreak, and then I honestly kind of fell back a little bit from K-pop because I was like, wow, this is so. Is this, because I really got attached to Momoland. I was a fan, you know what I mean? I was in the Marys, everything. I was there. So once that, I discovered that, I kind of fell back, from just the doing my research and becoming a fan of a group, I guess. So, I was still subscribed to Wavia, kept watching and watching and watching. And then I heard this song. La 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 la. Let's dance the night away. Excuse my singing. But once I heard that song, I was like, whoa. Whoa, the beat, everything. Momoland, super dope, but, they broke up, so I was kind of moved on, although I still follow them, whatever. But I kind of moved on because it wasn't the 9. And then my bias, Daisy, had left. So, I was kind of moved on. So I heard the Dance the Night Away. Immediately, like I did with Momoland, went to search, and I discovered Twice. And so I did my research on the Dance the Night Away. Watched the video, the dance practices, everything. And then I discovered the KCON LA. I didn't even know, this is because I'm discovering the whole K-pop industry within, like 3 months. I was on a straight dive from going to not knowing what K-pop is to becoming, a full-fledged fan. K-pop becoming like 95% of the music I consume. And that happened over, spanning like 2 months. Crazy. Because I've never been a fan of, no other music from overseas, just, American music. So this is, crazy to me. So I'm searching twice. I go back, discover all their songs, TT. You guys know them, just all of them from the beginning. And I'm enamored. And then, I figure out they're still together. Now, granted, this is like in 2019, so, they're still together. Back then, everything is going great. So, I'm full on Twice. Listening to all the albums, and everything. And this is before this was probably, maybe after Fancy. All right, so I had to do some quick research. So 2020, early 2020 is when I became enamored with Twice. So my first, I searched, this is after More and More, Feel Special, Yes or Yes. This is after all those had happened, and then, so I was doing the research, listening to all those. So my first, I guess, comeback, for them, for me following and watching their comeback was Eyes Wide Open. So this was like in 2020. I remember this because we're in Colorado, we're filming a documentary. So, I was on the road working, and this comeback was going to happen. So I had set, alarms and everything so I wouldn't miss anything. So I watched the whole thing from, the road while I was super working. So this goes to show how much I wanted to watch this. I was super busy and still managed to watch everything, the stages, the teasers, everything. So after that, after, being a fan of a group and then watching like a full comeback and seeing how hard they work and everything that goes into it, like I don't know the words, but I was fully entrenched. I was a K-pop stan, whatever you want to call me, I'm in there. So that's kind of how I got into K-pop. I just wanted to break that down to you guys. Is Twice my number one group right now? We'll talk about that later. But thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to all the people. If you're not a K-pop fan and you watch this, shout out to y'all. If you are a K-pop fan, man, shout out to you. K-pop is about to take over. It's already taking over the world, man. It's it's the next greatest thing, man. And shout out to all the K-pop artists who are out there grinding hard. All the trainees, who are trying to make it. Shout out to y'all. And I'm out, man. I'll see y'all next week. We're going to do this every Wednesday, man. So make sure y'all tune in Wednesday, 10 a.m. America time. And we out.